Was there a moment growing up where you heard a song, or was there a formative moment where I see a lot of times, obviously your stepfather was involved in your music, or in the,
Yeah, it's possible he bought the 4-track, because he lived in the same town where I went to school. It's very possible he bought the 4-track, because at the time I didn't have any money.
Right.
So I wouldn't have the money to buy a 4-track.
Right.
But when he was married to my mom, he would play a lot of old records when we were kids. And I don't know, I guess maybe a psychologist could do an analysis and find that was really formative.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing, I don't even remember what he played. I guess, a lot of it was Beatles and stuff, Rolling Stones, but then what else did he play? He played Arthur Lee. He had all of those original records, on vinyl. He had this Nick Drake record, Pink Moon.
Yeah.
He had Black Cooter, Boomer Story. I don't think that's popular, but
are you remembering these because these are the ones that you really loved, or that you gravitated towards, or asked them to play?
Yeah, well, we loved the really basic ones like Obla Dee, Obla Da by the Beatles, real primitive music, and he would play that for us because we love that one. And there's the Bonzo Doodah Band, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Bonzo Doodah Band, or something like that. We loved that. We loved anything that had kind of a weird ring to it, kind of a crazy circus kind of sound to it.
Okay.
And those Rolling Stones, he didn't play he didn't play the old Rolling Stones. He played the more psychedelic Rolling Stones.
Okay.
I don't even know what record it was. I don't know. I can't even remember. He would make these fake radio shows. He would be the DJ and spin the records, and then we would do all the talking. And we would introduce the songs at his prompting, and we would, give the news and the weather.
What?
Yeah, tell jokes. I think he was living out his fantasy to be a DJ, a radio DJ, vicariously through us, And occasionally he would be a special guest. We would say, no, special guest, Low Graham. And then he would say one or two things. But mostly he left it up to us, and I still have those tapes.
Cool. What are your Christmases like? Do you go big, or are you still torn between how you think you should be spending Christmas?
Yeah, a long time ago I decided that I wouldn't be buying anything for Christmas. So I have an anti-consumerist view.
Good, I do too.
I'm not interested in the economics of this country, or I'm not interested in that stuff, in supporting, it's all made in China.
Right.
So I guess what I like to do is keep it simple and keep it small. Because growing up there was a great deal of anxiety, financial anxiety put on our family, and my parents, especially my stepmother, trying to make Christmas something phenomenal. And I think for her that meant providing a lot of gifts for everybody with money she didn't have. So I grew up kind of resenting that whole perspective. And, if my parents worked at these big box retail stores for a long time, Walmart and Kmart and stuff, and so they were submerged in that culture. And I think for me, I don't want to have anything to do with it. So I keep it really small, simple, and sometimes I don't even celebrate Christmas. I acknowledge it, but the day itself is just an ordinary day.
Do you go out a lot in Brooklyn? Do you see a lot of shows? Are you a creature of the night?
Not necessarily, no. I'm pretty quiet. I keep to myself, but I end up seeing a lot of music because I have so many friends who are musicians. And so I'm just going out to see what they're doing and support them.
They're always doing something different, and they want to check talking about?
There's probably a term, a genre for that. I think it's called friend rock.
Okay.
It's like if your friends are in bands and you go to see their shows, you don't necessarily like what they do, but you're supporting them because you like them. Then you're definitely you're into friend rock.
All right. I was asking you about being a night owl, and you said in the liner notes for the Illinois record that you recorded a lot of the piano parts, or all of the piano parts, at St. Paul's Episcopal in the dead of night.
Yeah.
What were those nights like?
That is very supernatural because it's this huge old Gothic.
Yeah, I know. I'm familiar with it.
It's like an Anglo-Catholic church, and I think it had a fire years ago, and they only kind of they only had enough money to kind of fix it up a little bit. So there's parts of it that look water damaged and run down, and then there's parts of it that are really beautiful, still preserved. And at night, I could only find a few lights until it was really dim, and there's a lot of unusual sort of sounds, mysterious sounds coming from that building. You know, the radiators, clicking, and the pews creaking, and footsteps, and there's this enormous organ in the balcony, and that makes all kinds of weird noise. It's always shifting its weight around.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard a lot of weird things, and then often think that I was seeing people ducking in and out of the pews.
Oh, God.
But it's just my peripheral vision. And then one time I had the headphones on, and the mic's all set up. I was done, and I was cleaning everything up, but I still had the headphones on, and one of the microphones fell on the ground. It was really loud in my ears. And then it started picking up this, it sounded like a scene from a film or something, but it was a family sounding like they were eating food because I could hear the dishes, and they were all speaking in German. And it didn't sound like a radio show necessarily, or TV show, because there were these awkward pauses in between the dialogue, and it just sounded like I was picking up, like, somewhere in some building, some time, some moment of history, like this dinner scene.
Wow.
And like all the hairs in the back of my neck stood up. So I